Good morning, everybody. I'm looking at a lot of fenced-in porta potties right now, because you only want to make those available for people that are at your project and events. So basically, this morning, because there was a marathon and there was supposed to be a protest this morning. So I'm gonna go find the protest, but I wanted to start with the Michelob Ultra exclusive booth setups for everybody that's walking in from their marathon, it looks like. This is a stretch and rest area. Of course, the bathrooms are all fenced in for privacy. These are the walkers coming in, I'm assuming. All these people walking are after marathon. I haven't quite figured out where the start and exit points are. And it's interesting to me because, like, here we're gonna have Guerrilla Sports and Event Services from San Diego setting up boxes now. It appears all the runners are done. And there's two different colored bags. There's clear and there's black. But like all entities who don't work within the model here in Denver, there's no clear labeling of what's what. So we don't know if one's trash and one's recycling. There's really no understanding there. So this looks like it's going to be going on all day. There is a band playing. We're on Chill Zone. Lots of tables laying around. All the bathrooms fenced in. Oh look, there's a running spot. Here they are running in and they're slowing their paces or their walks down. It's supposed to be the finishing line. I truly believe things are already being dismantled because you wouldn't want half stages like that for all day, would you? That's weird. So I really am looking for the Extinction Rebellion protest still. That's supposed to be at 10 o'clock this morning.
All right, the Scufflers are coming. Amy and Zella. Zella, 15 years old. Zella.
So here's the closing line, all the people coming in.
And
And there's people on stilts.
Along with Randy G, 65 years young.
Why would there be people on stilts here? They're excited and showing people great welcome, I guess, because I don't see any protest signs. Anything about the earth or the planet. They're on stilts and they're in rock and roll marathon shirts. So we'll check that out in a second from over here.
Yes! Almost there!
So there's the the closing gates, or the almost there gates, I guess.
Did you want to go say hi to those walking stick people? You see me?
Good job!
So there's the people on stilts,
No?
people walking their way in, and then of course there's our community of homelessness that is real. Looks like some people are still sleeping or trying to get some sleep because it's daytime. And this truly is an example of how it's just one planet. No matter what goes on, we've got to live in it together. Survive or die it together. So let's take a pause here. Watch Channel 4. Try to get some interviews. So let's go back and chat and see what's going on here. Punchline, I don't know. I'm really looking for the protest for Extinction Rebellion that was supposed to be here this morning. But as you can see, there's a Channel 4 camera crew right there with people at the bells coming in. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, this is like a Humana gate, right? This is irony right here, folks. Because you see it, right? There's the Humana running. There's homelessness right next to it. It's facing our community in many, many ways. Okay?
They like it.
Team United Airlines coming in here. Getting it. Hey, no worries. HP 111, Gods of Egypt, good morning. Little Orford Obi, Robert Bonner. That would be funny if Channel 4 camera guy actually tried to run. That would be good. Look at this, people in costumes and everything. Good morning, everybody. So again, we're supposed to be here looking for an Extinction Rebellion mass protest and gathering this morning, and we just can't find it yet. So I'm going to continue to roam here. Give me a second, I'm going to drop my camera a little bit so I can carry this thing better. So we're going to walk around and see what we find. But what does sunrise in Denver look like? It's morning in the park. The squirrels are eating from leftovers. There's a setup, it looks like, an encampment. But there's no protesters over there. We'll end up back at the running around in that event in a bit. But we were definitely here to look for the Extinction Rebellion action this morning. That seems to be non-existent. So we'll go take a look at the work being done for the bus station over here. Morning, everybody. Been waiting for Civic Center Park, not Civic Center Park, but the Lincoln Colfax station to reopen. It's been under construction for a little bit of time. And so nobody's been able to get off at this bus stop. Take a look at what's going on out here this morning as we continue to meander and take a look at the city so early. Good morning, all of you beautiful human beings. What we are having here, see, this is a bus station, and so I'm not going that way, thank you. This is the construction occurring, right? And what's going on here is that they're building this station up. So this was just sidewalks. I think they're gonna put shelters in here so that when people are here in the snow and the rain, that it's not so bad. Obviously, pouring this box in here. Probably gonna put some kind of blind bumps so that people don't, with sticks and things like that, have a sensor to not walk out into traffic. I'm assuming based on the rebar boxes that they're putting through here, that there will be some kind of shelter for people as they await the buses in the snow. Where's Winston? Oh yeah, he's at the Lindsay Flanagan Detention Center. I should say the Van Cease Detention Center on the 5th floor. That's his current location. So now we're going to start filling the boxes, it looks like. Great fun this morning. I see RTD's out here reviewing the work. We'll come around the backside here. Does look like a lot of work, right? How fun is this? Watch a little cement being poured. We'll go back to looking at the conditions for our unhoused community members here shortly. It's a beautiful morning though here in downtown Denver. JC, that's a lot of questions. We're waiting on some information from Texas. We're just hanging out. Bunch of concrete being poured right now at Civic Center Station, the Colfax and Lincoln bus stop for the 15, the 16, a whole bunch of buses that traverse this location. It's one of the busy hubs. Don't believe that information is accurate. I'm going to keep that quiet at this point. Let's see what the legal situation is. Still waiting for this concrete to get poured. I mean, there's like 3 guys just standing there waiting for it. It's great. I want to see this stuff come out. Here we go. Is it staying in one wooden box or going into both? Both. So after they move this a little bit here, we'll go take a look at what the situation looks like here in downtown Denver for some of our unhoused community members. And just what's walking around. There was supposed to be an action this morning and I didn't find that. Kills me because that guy's like walking right under the thing there. His head could get slammed at any moment. Just waiting for that to happen. The guy on the phone with the brown hat on. that is like a giant vibrator. He keeps sticking in the concrete. Keep your eye on the guy in the brown hat, right underneath the concrete truss there, because the pouring stick there, because he's just waiting to get hit. Oh, thanks, Trump said. Yeah, Michael Franti's amazing. I got another one we want to get up later. No advertising on it, no sense to do those things. But it was a beautiful night, a beautiful location. I got to dance and be happy, but I took a couple of videos for the benefit of all my friends and family. I just keep, I want to, I see this guy, he's going to get hit right there. Oh my God. I'm waiting for it. So close. It's just like inches from his head. Over and over again. And laughing. Yeah, I was really hoping to bring you guys an Extinction Rebellion protest this morning. And then I haven't found it. Ah, he moved away. He's not going to get hit anymore. All right, so much for that. Let's keep walking. I really wish I knew what happened to Extinction Rebellion this morning. Man, the West Steps, maybe? East Steps? It's at Lincoln Park. This is Lincoln Park, right? Our veterans. Yeah. Here go the birds. Oh, Michael Franti's amazing. Yeah, he really is. I think we might have found them. But I want you guys to see more of what really goes on in this city of mine. Look at this. That's property. That's a wagon, all right. It's between closed roads. There's enough people here possibly to be watching it. And I don't know, I see a blanket and some stuff out here. Maybe this is the Extinction Rebellion crew. And maybe not. Hey, do you guys see a group of protesters out here this morning?
Okay, I'll protest you if you give me $5. I need $5 for all my family to eat.
Oh, there'll be a meal.
Screaming.
There'll be a meal here brought shortly. It's Saturday, right? Yeah. Noon, I think, is when the lunch gets served. Big old meal out here. A couple groups come out.
We're not dependent on the meal yet.
Yeah.
Can you help us out with $2?
I don't have any cash on me this morning. I do apologize.
Give me your credit card.
Ha ha. You come get breakfast tomorrow, 9:30 at the Federal Mint. We'll be outside.
I'm bullshitting.
No, I'm not bullshitting you. We'll have breakfast
am.
tomorrow morning at 9:30. Huh? Breakfast tomorrow morning outside the Federal Reserve, 9:30. On 16th Street Mall. Yep. I really was hoping to find Extinction Rebellion, though, you know? So, scooters supposed to be on the road, bike lanes. They're even supposed to have a thing on the app that when you buy it, you can't buy it unless you read the instructions, which say you're supposed to be on the road and not on the sidewalks. Ain't that fucked up and shit stuff. So, seems like they're starting to close up the road, blockages, shut down the balloons and everything, start getting traffic in a setting that might be flowing sooner than later. But this marathon thing seems to be set up for a good chunk of the day. Some early morning mitigation needs to occur, it looks like. Sandwiches have been already served out here this morning. Lunch bags. See people eating. Enjoying the music. Some porta potties at the event function and stuff like that. That's a race crew, it looks like. Yeah, still not our Extinction Rebellion activists. Let's see what's going on down there. I see a water cooler. So that's always an interesting find out who's out here today. Because that's a crew that's not with the marathon. Let's find out who they are. We'll tell them we're live and we'll interview them. The son of a preacher man. Lot of lids and cigarette butts on the grass out here. But yeah, no, look, let's find out who's here serving. Excited to see people. Morning. I saw you guys are out serving breakfast. Curious what group you're with. I'm Brian.
We used a couple of families doing it every weekend.
Nice. Nice. We do a meal on Sundays on the 16th Street Mall. Every week for 7 years now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's the one of the longest running protests in Denver. It's against the urban camping ban. The statistics that we are seeing, what it's doing to human beings, just to be able to be, have to be forced into the corners and the dark alleyways and everything. And there's a big court case going on right now. The Kilman, Newman, and Lane are representing in the courthouse hearing on whether the ban is even constitutional. So it's important. But you guys, just a couple of families, I think that touches my heart very much, because it's about all of us reaching out and doing a little bit more to change our world.
We see a couple of groups doing that. They say they come every other weekend. We use the site to do it, share our blessings with the people that have blessings.
Yeah.
That's it. They've been asking us, like, everybody asks, what church are you in? I'm what group? I'm like, we're not.
Just some families that.
Families doing it.
That's amazing, though, right? That's how we be change that we want to see in the world.
That's it. You want to do something. I mean, you want to see some change, you got to start doing it yourself.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Wonderful. Well, I think it's awesome that you guys are out here doing this. Thank you so very much.
Yes, sir. Nice to meet you.
Nice
Carlos.
to meet you. Brian, nice to meet you. Brian, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Good morning. How are you today? Hi. Are you out here doing good things for people? Yeah, that's very nice. Makes them feel good. Makes sure they have food in their belly. Yes. All right. Well, I just again want to thank you all for being out here. I think it's beautiful. Thank you. Have a great day. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Isn't that beautiful, folks? Just somebody random out here doing the next right thing because it's the next right thing. I love it. So, seems the water has been emptied from the pond, the fountains. Let's take a chat here while we take a look. So we are again down at the JC. We're in Michigan. I'm coming there November 30th. I don't shop at Walmart. It's against my religion. What else? So, this is a big setup for this marathon. Shut down roads, of course. All these people are just leaving afterwards, right? Not a lot of stuff going on for them. We ran, we saw, we conquered. We'll probably get here at 5 o'clock in the morning for a half marathon. Does the water work? Drum roll, please. Eric. Scott, Public, Denver Parks is going to hear about this one tomorrow. Why can't we have a water fountain that works year round? That's something I want you to know. Listen, read this. In memory of Emily Griffith, founder of Denver's Opportunity School, devoted her life to help work as an educator, and through her ambition and ability, built one of the great to become better citizens. Alfred P. Adamo. Sorry, folks, back live here downtown at the Civic Center Park. It's really just a weird setup of I lost internet and I don't know why. Probably because I had my Wi-Fi on. So sorry for those of you I lost. It's back. Yep. What really bothers me about this event today is all this setup, and there's like not enough for people to do all day here. Like, confused. So.
8 a.m.
Oh.
Here at 6. We'll start playing at 8 a.m. So be come back and check us out. Bob Margo will follow us tomorrow.
So this is tomorrow. Awesome.
We're going to end it now with a little dance.
So there's more tomorrow morning, it looks like. It's the rock and roll marathon here, and then while they end
Thank you guys so much.
Wes, Brittany and Stephanie on vocals, Groove in Motion. We'll see you again
See you
tomorrow morning. Have a great day.
Like Eric, my roommate, I haven't seen it in it. Wait, which one? There's several. So, yeah, which new one? Because there's several new ones, or at least 2 new ones, right?
Oh, we can't sit over there.
You gotta look at the top of that. Sorry. Doesn't matter. So, yeah, guys, really blown away the lack of vendors. For such a large, sectioned off event, taking space. You'd think that there would be more things going on, more people represented in one way or another. Yeah, and it's early, right? Free beer this early is pretty cray-cray. So, not a lot of people there. They definitely took up the park to have their little thing today. So, as it is, I got much left for now. It's not. No, I don't. I don't have much left. So, there's another race tomorrow, but you know we do other stuff in the morning, so I won't deal with that. But it basically looks like this is kind of dead and dying. Putting everything down for the day. Clean it up. So, I think we'll give you a look at the half marathon slash 10K entrance here. Or, yeah, I think that's probably the starting gates. Can't be the journalist and the protester at the same time. That's a really important thing to remember. Also, coming up November 9th, in this space right here, is going to be the David Chaston Ministries feeding the homeless for Thanksgiving and Christmas present kind of giveaway dealio. Some kind of artwork and other thing there, but nobody can get to those tables. We're gonna try before we close this gate out for the day.
Oh, art something.
Yeah, definitely some art over there. We want to see what that is. So we're gonna have to find our way around it. So we'll do that before we end the stream. Go look at the art this morning. And we're gonna call it a day because I can't even find the extinctioners. Yeah, there's a lot of art here, folks. I'm glad we came all the way around for this. Come learn what's going on. Looks like some bad East Landing as well, though. If this is so, either way, though, we're gonna find out. We're come have a community conversation. Good morning. Well, how are you? Seen you from the other side. We're doing some live streaming this morning. Thought we'd find out what you got going on today.
It's perfect. This is the executive director of Laguna State House, and she can tell you all about it. The music just stopped.
So what's going on this morning? Hold on. Oh yeah, you're just on the spot. Apologize.
Sign.
It's a sign, right?
So we're actually here with the Mexican consulate and Denver Police Department, and there's also different community organizations. We all work to support survivors of domestic violence. This is actually
Okay.
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and this is just a kickoff saying that we're all united against domestic violence.
It's an interesting. It's definitely something that I'm aware of, and the reason that I'm aware of domestic violence, I think nobody would disagree that rape is part of the topic of domestic violence. And I'm an advocate in the community for the unhoused and at-risk communities. And we just had an expert testify yesterday on the stand here in the Lindsay Flanagan Courthouse, a couple blocks down the street, and how the law and the set of laws against that we call the urban camping ban, sacred nest ordinances and things like that, have a catastrophic impact on the homeless community, where what happens is because women and men are forced out of like public spaces where there's cameras and lights, they go from a 14% per like population to 45% to experience rape and sexual assaults. So the law specifically propagated by the city of Denver and enforced by our police department is one that has a catastrophic impact on sexual assault in our community. And statistically, there's statistics that show that from 2012 there was 375 reported rapes per capita per 100,000, and in 2017 that has risen to 699 reported. So I hope that your organization, and I'm going to come and look at the artwork and everything, focuses on those relationships where the practices of move along orders, where somebody has said, if you don't move, you'll get a ticket or go to jail, direct corollary effect on what you're here representing today.
There are a lot of variables, there are a lot of factors that play a role. And then talking about homelessness,
because we have 16 partners.
and it's a deeper issue.
Yeah.
It's definitely a complex issue.
Yeah,
It's very
they
complex.
have offices in
And it needs to be addressed by everyone, which is part of the reason why we are here.
Some of these are off-site partners that we
We
refer
focus
directly to,
specifically on Latinx
survivors.
Okay.
Within the Latino community, there's only 3 Latinas who are suicide. He's determined, so that's a really high statistic. And the paintings that you see here are actually portraits of survivors that have come to the organization. Art is a way if you'd like to hear her as well. She's just a gem of a human being, and she showcases survivors and different
We
kinds of
have one
survivors
person
come across the board.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, we'll take some time to visit the tables and everything. So how long have you been, like this October, and you've been recognizing this? How long have you, your organization been doing that?
We've been recognizing it every October, but an event like this, I believe this is the first. And yeah, the executive director of the Department of Protection.
Nice to meet you, Brian. Yeah, we were kind of walking around. There's supposed to be an Extinction Rebellion action day, and we were looking for that, and then we saw the race, and we've seen you guys kind of over here as well. And, a little hard to get to due to the race. So I was, but really wanted to come and make sure that we. So, folks, this is says Somos. We are. Oh, there goes some glass. This is a call for artists. The more information, and then this one says.
This is a 3.1 for 1 and 3. So we're encouraging people to run a 5K, run 3.1 miles. They can do it at their own time, and then they can use social media to just raise awareness of the 1 and 3.
Awareness. Okay. Oh, so you are tied to the marathon intentionally.
No, well, we have a group for the Colfax Marathon, so we are encouraging people to sign up for the Colfax Marathon in May, and they can join a nonprofit. And so if they join us, then our logo will be on their bibs, and it would help us tremendously. And they could also raise funds for organizations.
Okay.
If they go on Colfax, they can register for under Latina Safe House as their charity partner.
And that's it. Latina Safe House. www.latinaSafeHouse.org for more information. Hashtag Somos Latinas. Latina Safe House. Fantastic. Thank you. Yeah. So we'll traverse a little bit here and look at some of these booths. Good morning. So this is Protection and Assistance Counselor's Office for the Mexican consulate, it looks like.
I don't know of something.
There's the Rose Andom Center, one place, Measurable Hope. They improve the lives of domestic abuse victims by facilitating community organizations and government agencies in a single safe location.
I don't know much about it, at least.
So I'm asking this question of people today, and I'm live as well. But I'd like to know about your facility, what you guys are doing. Tell us more.
Definitely. So we're a resource center for survivors of domestic violence, and we follow the Family Justice Center model, which is the idea is to have everything that a survivor might need in one location, so that we don't have to send them all over the city and then things will get lost or forgotten about or disappointments. So they come to our center, they meet with an intake specialist, and they meet for about an hour talking about the situation, what's going on, what their needs are, and then the intake specialist will figure out where to go. So if they need to file a police report, we have Denver Police Department's domestic violence unit in our building, so we can just walk them right over if they want. Or if they need medical services, we have a medical clinic in our building. If they need counseling, we have counselors in our building. We have civil legal advocates, divorce, custody, protection orders, things like that. And then there's other various things like helping with housing information. We can help with.
So let's talk about that, because I'm really curious how you all do housing differently in a way that ensures that somebody isn't running around, because that's one of the number one complaints in our community and the homelessness is that the ability to actually get assistance effectively to get to point A to B, it's a really difficult navigation system in our city.
It is. It's really tricky.
Good morning to everyone. If we can gather all here, please.
Do you want to resume this later?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Thank you. Oh, also, one maybe something just to consider, but we're listening to a lot of testimony in the courthouse right now about how the city's urban camping ban is actually representing for victims like 300% more probability of experiencing domestic violence on the street because
we invite everyone to gather here,
please. It physically public, and so there's a effort to get more and more organizations to come out against that specific law.
Thank you for letting us know.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Show up to things, folks, I guess, huh?
Everyone.
We're gonna be here for this now. Fantastic. So we'll continue to hit the
Okay,
tables.
good morning to everyone. Muy buenos días a todos.
Muchas gracias a todos por estar aquí. Thank you very much to everyone for being here. This is a very important event for us and the Mexican Consulate, countering also with the partnership of all of you, each one of you, the different organizations, the City Council of Denver, and of course the Denver Police Department as well, because the importance of this event is to show the support that we all together provide to the victims of domestic violence. So it's very important for our community that we have this very huge problem within our community to show the victims, the survivors, that they can count on us. So that is the purpose of this event, not only this day, but through the whole month of October, and of course, through the whole year. Each of us, we have different services to the survivors of domestic violence, and the importance of this event, of having this event, is to the community to know that they can count on us, that they can find some relief if they can, if they get to our different organizations, institutions, and of course to the law enforcement officials. So thank you once again for being here, and we will start the event having a message by the Chief of Police.
Perfect. You can't see me with the balloons. Can we take these? No, leave them. This is good for me. I got a face for radio, so this is good. First of all, we want to thank the Mexican Consulate for allowing us to be here. Domestic violence is something that is very important to us. About 3 weeks ago, we were right here talking about how passionate, how important, how we prioritize domestic violence and helping the survivors here in our city. We briefly talked about a new program that we started to try to prevent domestic violence from occurring in the first place. So allowing us this opportunity to talk and really explain the police department's position. We are here to help support victims and survivors. We do not now and will not in the future work with immigration or ICE to report anybody regardless of their status. We don't ask about status. If somebody witnesses a crime or is the victim of a crime, if somebody is interacting with the police officers, we will not now or ever talk about the status or ask about the status of any people here in Denver. So we want to make sure that we share that. This year, as a matter of fact, we added to a very dedicated team. We had 11 investigators, 2 supervisors, and a lieutenant that handled domestic violence. We recognized the growing need in our city. As our city grows, we saw a growing rate or incidence of domestic violence, and we wanted to do something different. So we added now 3 investigators, and their full-time job is the prevention side of it, to connect offenders to resources in order to help prevent people from being victimized by domestic violence. So, status that people haven't heard this voice, but they feel more comfortable reaching out to the nonprofits and the other service providers. If you would much rather reach out to people that you know and trust and route it that way, that's fine by us. We want to make sure that the people are out of that environment. So you don't need to file a police report to report it. You can get the help that you need, and we want to be there to stand with you. So with that, we are honored that you would invite us, and thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much to Chief Payson. As he mentions, it's important to reinstate to our community that the local law enforcement officials are here to help, to provide their support. So it's for the Mexican Consulate, it's important to strengthen this collaboration with the police department in order to build trust within our community. Now we ask our partner organizations to provide a brief message about the services that they provide to victims of domestic violence. We ask the representative from Rose Sandom Center if she can please provide a message.
Good morning. Thank you all for being
be here today in partnership with everyone else. I think Denver is a very special place in that we have had a great history of organizations working together and working collaboratively. And not only that, but having our criminal justice system partners work closely and in collaboration with community-based partners. And that is not something that every community has. And I think it's great that we have that here. And it really is that history in which the Rosandum Center was born as really an idea of that we are better together and we better serve the victims in this community when we can work together. And really identify kind of as a whole what best serves victims and what the community needs. So the Rosandum Center has been around for about 3.5 years now, and basically is a facility which has representatives from 7 of our city departments and agencies, and now 16 nonprofit agencies, including Latina Safe House, who is one of our on-site partners. And really the idea being that a victim can walk in one door and hopefully touch a whole range of resources that she or he may need for what they're going through, whether it is kind of in the immediate throes after a crisis, or it may be further down the road when they're still trying to kind of get their feet under them. So we are really pleased to be here and be part of that partnership as well. Amazingly, when I looked at some of our statistics recently, since opening in June of 2016, we have served a little over 4,200 victims that have come through the doors of the Rosandum Center over 9,000 times. We want to be a resource where victims can continue to come back to as they identify other needs and the need to touch other resources. And that's, I think, the feedback we have heard from victims has been amazing at the amount of relief that they experience in knowing they can walk through the doors and have a choice about who they want to talk to and interact with. And that even though there is law enforcement in the building, they absolutely do not need to interact with them at all. It really is up to a victim to decide what services they need and who they want to interact with. So thank you for being here today, and I will pass it off to our next partner.
Thank you, Margaret, very much. Muchas gracias. Ahora le pedimos a Rosa Vergil de Una Mano, Una Esperanza si también nos puede compartir un mensaje. A message from Rosa Vergil from Una Mano, Una Esperanza.
Thank you for being here. Una Mano, Una Esperanza help and support all people in the community, especially the Latino community and the ones who don't speak English. We support it through the whole system, and even when we have time, we can go with them to the court, so that way they can be there and express themselves, what they want and how they feel through the systems. We've been in the community as Una Mano, Una Esperanza for the last years, but as a person from the community, I've been in the community for 35 years. I'm a survivor from the domestic violence, and when I asked for help, because my language was Spanish, nobody can help me. I went to one place and they say, when you know the language, come back and we provide the services. So since then, my goal is help all the victims, and the community needs to hear them, how painful it is, so they can survive from domestic violence. Thank you.
Gracias, Rosa, por el importante trabajo que hacen con la comunidad latina. Thank you very much, Rosa, for your message and for all the work that you do with our Latino community. Now I pass the floor to Ángela Ceseña from Latina Safe House.
Baishapa, Sherera Angela, Amba Bohina Kunyambaretenli. Hi, good morning. My name is Angela and I work with Strong Women. I am the executive director of Latina Safe House, and one of our goals is to be able to provide bilingual and culturally sensitive services to survivors of domestic violence. In 2018, we saw and we served 150 women and children, and by the end of May of this year, we saw that same number, and so we are expected to see approximately 300 women and children who are survivors of domestic violence, which means we really need the community's help. We have 3 main programs. The first is called La Fuerza de la Mujer, the strength of the woman, and in that one we offer community navigation, community advocacy, counseling for the survivor, for her children, and for her parents. It's a multi-generational approach in order to ensure the strength of the survivor. And the second program is Comadres Unidas, which is loosely translates to Friends United. I don't know. And that's a support group for our survivors. And our third program actually came from a Comadres Unidas cohort, and those are the paintings that you see here. So that program is called Somos, We Are. And the goal of Somos is to rehumanize survivors of domestic violence, especially our undocumented and our refugee survivors who have faced an increase in discrimination, especially these past years. And so the goal of these portraits are to rehumanize survivors and also to allow survivors to regain control of their narrative. And so we are using different platforms for survivors to share their stories. And we actually have a call for artists right now. We are working together with Museo de las Americas, and we have a call for artists for any 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional sculptures, canvas paintings. I'm not an artist myself, so I don't know what the entire list is, but just to have different mediums to talk about domestic violence and to talk about the strength of the Latina woman. And so if you know any artists, please help spread the word. You can find that information on our website, also on our table. If you would like to volunteer, we are having our first training to start the first bilingual hotline. It's a crisis hotline. We're working together with SPAN and Boulder, the Safe House Progressive Alliance Network. So if you know of anyone who is bilingual who would like to volunteer for a crisis line, that's another option. There are different ways to get involved and to support. So please let me know if you guys have any questions, and thank you so much for being here today.
Safe House. Also, I want to mention that during this month of October, we have been having these paintings in the consulate. This is something that we are doing together, also to raise awareness about domestic violence. You want to speak a little bit more about the exhibit?
Thank you so much. So the exhibit is the first part of Somos, and it was at the first Friday at Museo de las Americas. But it's an honor right now for me to present someone who is here in the audience. If she would like to come up, Señorita Elda. Elda is someone who has gone through our program, through La Fuerza de la Mujer, and she's one of the strongest women that I have ever met in my life. And she volunteered her time to be here today to talk a little bit about domestic violence and about her strengths. If you guys can please give her a round of applause.
Hola, buenos días. Mi nombre es Elda Guillén. Yo soy sobreviviente de violencia doméstica. La violencia doméstica no se relaciona nada más en golpes, sino también en física, emocionalmente. Incluso no se necesita nada más ni emocional ni físicamente. Hay hombres que son manipuladores y es violencia. Te hablan bonito, te dicen cosas que te llenan de ilusiones la mente, que nada más son ilusiones y que tú te lo crees en tu mente. Los hombres se basan para la violencia física y emocionalmente, empiezan a manipularte primero con cosas simples, después con amenazas, después vienen los golpes. Entre ellos, cuando uno está con una persona agresiva, conoces muchas cosas como es la drogadicción, la masturbación, la violencia. Incluso a veces nos damos nosotros de que con una sola vez que la hagan, van a decir esto pasa, esto después, esto va a pasar. Lo que lo detiene a uno con la persona violencia, porque muchos somos criticadas, porque duraste tanto tiempo con él, ¿por qué no te fuiste? Pero son muchas cosas. La primera es la amenaza. La segunda, no tienes amigos, por incluso la misma violencia que te genera. No tienes amistades, entonces tu mente te enfoca nada más qué voy a hacer, cómo voy a salir adelante, qué va a pasar. Eso es lo que le detiene, pero a veces que incluso te llega hasta el momento de que dices, wow, sigo aquí, voy a morir. ¿Qué va a pasar de mis hijos? Pones en la balanza qué es lo que quieres, lidiar con la violencia todo el tiempo hasta que llegue la muerte, o lidiar con tus hijos, porque cuando uno ya está sola, lidias no nomás eso, sino el trastorno que te deja, los problemas económicos, emocionales. Y para detectar la violencia es que la primera vez que te pegue, ya no más. No importa si no tienes a dónde ir, genera lo que es mejor, la paz, salte de ahí ya, porque si lo va a hacer una, lo va a hacer dos, tres, luego te va a hablar bonito, mira esto, es que tú tienes la culpa porque te portaste mal, porque esto, porque... Muchas de nosotras no sobrevivimos, hay muchas mujeres que mueren porque no hablan, porque no saben qué hacer. Yo sobreviví, le doy gracias a Dios que estoy ahora aquí parada ante ustedes y decir que no piensen una, dos veces. Es muy difícil hablarlo por vergüenza, porque el que dirán, pero ese trastorno también te lo mete el abusador. Incluso las autoridades, cuando llega una persona ha sido maltratada, los policías llegan, el abusador dice, mi esposa está loca, está demente. ¿Cómo el policía la ve? Está trastornada la mujer. ¿Cómo va a pensar algo que no sea cierto? El abusador tiene muchas caras, y también no hablamos de tampoco el abusador. Hay mujeres abusadoras, que controlan al hombre hasta para estar trabajando. Están trabajando los hombres y la abusadora está ahí cuidando. Le controla el cheque, las salidas, el carro, los textos, igual el hombre. Pero ya tenemos que decir basta, stop. Porque cada uno todos tenemos valor en esta vida, siendo hombres y mujeres. Y todos tenemos que valorarnos. Y no nos dejamos pensar de que no nos quieren, que queremos uno misma para seguir adelante. Porque cuando uno se quiere, puede querer a todos. No podemos querer a todos para que nos quieran a nosotros. Gracias.
Muchísimas gracias, Elda, por su mensaje, gracias por su coraje, su valentía, y así como usted tiene una historia de haber salido adelante, eso es lo que queremos para las demás personas en nuestra comunidad que han sido o que están pasando por una situación de violencia doméstica. Ese es el compromiso de todos los que estamos aquí. Muchísimas gracias por sus palabras, de verdad. And now I'm gonna lead the floor to Councilwoman Jamie Torres. Thank you.
Gracias Antonio y Consolada. My name is Jamie Torres, and domestic violence has affected my family, and more than likely it has affected yours or somebody you know. On average, 24 people per minute are victims of rape, physical violence, and stalking by their partner in the United States. Domestic violence affects men, women, kids every day in Denver. It is the use of power and control, and abusers will use many tools at their disposal, including immigration status. My work prior to becoming representative of Council District 3 was as director of the Office of Immigrant and Refugee Affairs, and we know that abusers will use their victims' immigration status against them. This might look like isolation, threats of deportation, intimidation of destroying legal documents or papers, manipulation regarding citizenship or residency, economic threats, and threats to a victim's children. We have seen in Denver victims drop charges because of fears related to immigration status or that of their children. We cannot allow this to persist. Please reach out if you need help. Please help a friend or a neighbor who needs help. We can end the cycle of violence through our own actions and through the support of others in our community. When we were looking at how to, the center coming to the table and saying, we will accompany people to their appointments. We will walk people to and from their witness testimony. This is the kind of community that Denver's built, and I'm grateful. Thank you to Denver Human Services. Thank you, Una Mano Una Esperanza, and all of the community who step in to help, because more than likely we're doing it out of personal motivation. We've seen the distress that it causes, and we want to do something to help. So thank you all for being here, and thank you to all the organizations and to the Mexican consulate.
Gracias a la concejal Jamie Torres. Thank you very much, Councilwoman Jamie Torres. Now I leave the floor to Councilwoman Deborah Ortega, please.
So first I want to thank Joe Wood from my office for helping coordinate this, and thank our staff from General Services who are here today as well, who helped provide the podium and set up for today's event. I also want to thank Chief Pazin for communicating what their policy is in ensuring that everybody will be safe when they call the Denver Police Department, to make sure that the situation is addressed immediately without anyone having to worry about their status in our city. So that is so critical and so important. So thank you, Chief Pazin. To Consuela Rendon for your work in gathering us all here today to recognize Domestic Violence Month and the importance of all of us continuing to work together to make sure that everyone knows that there are resources available. Part of the problem is oftentimes victims have
there's a lot of
idea
hypocrisy here.
where to go to get help. And just knowing that we have the Rosandum Center that collaborates with all the various domestic violence organizations. The work Latina Safe House has been doing for a number of years since that started. The fact that we have people in these organizations that can communicate in the language that are not only bilingual but bicultural to support the victims and address their needs immediately by, in many cases, just taking people out of the home so that they are safe and they're not having to continue to deal with their perpetrator who has in so many cases broken them down to the point where they don't feel like they have that self-worth, that confidence to even be able to step out the door, to ask for help, and to know that these services are available. So I want to share that on Monday night, the Denver City Council passed a proclamation recognizing October as Domestic Violence Awareness Month. I'm not going to read the entire proclamation, but again, it just highlights the importance of the work that's happening in our community, the fact that we have organizations providing these services, and honoring the work that you all do, the organizations in our community, day in and day out, You probably deal with very emotional situations with the families who are in trauma. And I just honor you for your work and thank you. I will present this proclamation to Consulate General Berenice Rendon, and thank you for your work in continuing to communicate this to our Mexicano community that lives here in the Denver metro area. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Consulwoman Ortega. And now I ask Consul General of Mexico, Berenice Rendon Talavera, if she can provide us some remarks.
Thank you, everyone, for being here in such a nice day. This is work that the Consulate of Mexico has been working with around 15 organizations. Present here, some of them. We want to recognize the work and the presence of each one of you. The name of this event is United Against Domestic Violence. Therefore, the decision of all the organizations to participate is an undeniable sign of your commitment with the transformation that we must promote within our community, closing ranks to combat domestic violence. The City Council, thank you so much for being here to Consulwoman, that we have worked before with them in different aspects. The police department, thank you so much. It's very important that you are here and that you send the message, as Ms. Debbie Ortega has mentioned already. Latina Safe House and all the participants, thank you so much. The Rose Adam Community Service also. Domestic violence is somehow misleading, as it often begins with hurtful jokes, emotional blackmail, or intimidation, as it has been mentioned here. People who undergo a situation like this are strongly affected, and they feel personally responsible for their partner or their own behavior, and feel cornered and alone. Domestic violence is, as it has mentioned, for women mostly, but also men, children, but also very important, older people. Sometimes they are at home and they don't know what to do. Their children are already out, and they feel alone. Sorry. So this is about sending a very clear message to our community. The Consulate General of Mexico in Denver, in partner with organizations and the local law enforcement authorities, are united to help and serve the survivors of domestic violence, and we are ready to provide the necessary assistance, always seeking to defend their rights. Nuestro interés principal es el bienestar físico, emocional, legal y comunitario de cada uno de nuestros connacionales. Nosotros proveemos asistencia, pero el trabajo con las diferentes organizaciones aquí hace realmente posible este trabajo, porque solo el consulado no podría. Tenemos organizaciones que participan en el aspecto legal, en el aspecto económico, el aspecto psicológico, el aspecto de policíaco. Todas las organizaciones, los beneficios que la propia ciudad ofrece sin tomar en cuenta el tema migratorio es muy importante. Y no solo para la comunidad mexicana, sino para la comunidad latina. Nosotros obviamente trabajamos con la comunidad mexicana, pero también trabajamos muy de cerca con los cónsules que están aquí presentes, de Perú, El Salvador, Guatemala. Entonces es un servicio mucho más amplio el que proporcionamos. Let us recognize not only this month, but also every day and every single year, every single day in the year, the people who have lived through the painful experience of domestic violence, but also who have had the courage to go ahead as we see today. Their testimonies motivate us to continue building support networks for all those who are passing through a similar situation. Let us remind them that they are not alone, that we are united and more than ever committed to work against this domestic violence, which is a problem within our community, but in general, I think it's just a matter of human relations, and we have to work together in order to help these people. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Consul General of Mexico, Berenice Rendon Talavera. And now I want to present, before we do the symbolic march to empathize with the survivors of domestic violence, to present Tiffany Nichols, who is the artist of this beautiful exhibit that Latina Safe House helped us to have this morning with us. So please, Tiffany, if you can give us a brief message.
That you see, that is what I do for my job. I paint survivors of violence, all kinds of violence, and then I help host events or come to events like these, and I donate 50% of all the proceeds from any sales of any of the original paintings, prints, anything like that, to safe houses. This month I've been working with Latina Safe House. I just think that the work that safe houses do is sometimes overlooked at about how important it is. I don't think that everybody has equal opportunities to get help, and so my way is to not only provide it to either live or send me a picture to paint them, and they tell me their stories. So I give them a safe place to come and talk about that, and then I can help donate money to different safe houses, and that is what I do.
On the City Hall, and this is to show our support. It's only just symbolic, but it's for our community to know that we are with them in their suffering, that we are there to serve them. So we invite each of you to join us, and this will be the last of thank you for your commitment with the domestic violence survivors.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hey, Chief. How you doing today?
Doing good. How are you?
Good, good. I'm well. Quick question for you. Since the police department is out here today in support about this topic, of course. The domestic violence, one of the issues with, that obviously it is the taking of a human being, whether it's male or female, in a sexual way. And since the police department enforces a law that you and I are familiar with, the urban camping ban, sit and rest ordinances, the protection of oneself ordinances. I don't know if you're familiar that in court just yesterday, expert witnesses testify that when the police department enforces the sit and rest ordinance with move along orders, and people are moved into the alleyways and dark corners, that the probability of them experiencing rape goes from 14% to about 45% here in the city of Denver. How is the city of Denver recognizing domestic violence in this way, able to justify this kind of statistical results in our community?
Well, first, thanks for sharing. And I'm unaware of the numbers that you just quoted, where they come from. We are here to talk about domestic violence in particular, and we want to support victims and survivors of domestic violence. So I appreciate that you continue to have your passion to help people.
Well, that's a domestic violence issue. And so you go ahead. Yeah, no, go on the march. But make sure you're reading the Durham law reports, because they continuously repeat these things out very clearly, going on the city's own statistics.
All right, it's good to see you. Thanks for being out here.
Thanks, Chief. He didn't like that question, did he? But it was a good one, and an honest one, and one we all must ask. So there goes the symbolic march of persons who are moving through this march around the building. These are some of the artists' works. We have some damage that unfortunately appears today. Not too bad, but
Yeah, I hope it's okay.
yeah.
So I'm just looking there.
Oh, no, you're gonna have to go.
These are beautiful pieces.
Thank you.
All here in Denver.
Yes, I have.
So there's.
I got like 48.
Fantastic.
And so my next big show is on November 8th, but I haven't tried.
Okay, and tell us who you are again so that my live viewers can go to your website.
Tiffany. My name is Tiffany Nickel. My website is paintmenickel
on this road.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
And you can find me Paint Me
So none of these would be open though, right? For me to.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Curious, your experience. You said you've painted over 48 persons who have experienced assault in this way. How many, do you know, any sense in your experience, the amount of people that you've worked with that are housed versus unhoused?
I do not personally know specifically how many are housed or unhoused. Like Latina Safe House, they hired me to paint these women.
Gotcha.
I went, and so I didn't hear.
Their stories per se.
I heard some of them, but I didn't hear like if they were housed or unhoused. And then a lot of the other women, like I just put out a mob call, and so they just came to me when I did that.
Okay.
So I do not know
All right.
specifically. I know that some of them in the past were unhoused. I think most of the women I have painted are past that point, though.
Okay, so their experience may have occurred under that conditions, which is something that we're highlighting in our community because of specific law. You're probably familiar with the sit and rest ordinances here in Denver. That expert witness this last week testified in court that the impact of the sit and rest and the ordinance and the move along orders that police give changes from about a 14% statistic probability to experiencing that violence to self-reporting at about 45% of unhoused people. So, yeah, pretty scary stuff. So thank you for your work. Tell us again where to find you.
Paintmenickel.com.
Paintmenickel.com.
Yep, and it's nickel just like the money.
Nickel. Thank you. Yes, go back to our basic Englishes. Thank you very much for your time.
Yep.
So let's see, we've got some more beautiful pieces of art that I'm going to let you guys look at while I try to see what you had to say to me in this chat box here. See what we're talking about here. Wow, there's a lot of chat going on right now. Woo! That's another good question, Chris Marcus. Thank you very much. Oh, I know Trump, and I get it, right? The chief and I have a mutual respect. We have a conversation, and I got to tell you about Chief Pazin. I asked him to read 1 and 2, and then there's there's another report that was put out, and it's Unhealthy by Design. And Unhealthy by Design shows how the urban camping ban and the system of impacting homelessness has negative health effects that kill people, that increase the statistical probability of them experiencing rape and other such situations. And let's see. So yeah, he gets paid to show up. You're right, folks, and that is part of it. But yeah, well, you know what Trump said, that the chief would speak with me is not that unexpected of me, like I said. So Chris Marcus and everybody, thank you for recognizing it is groomed. It is preempted, and to represent. Thank you. all based on the reports. 2016, 2018 versions, I believe, of those reports. Too high a price. And then unhealthy by design. Another one that we want you to look at. So this is fun and scary as well. This is the Centro San Juan Diego, Archdiocese of Denver. And I am read this for you. Volunteer at Centro San Juan Diego. We've been looking to make a difference, share your talents, and serve others. We're looking for you. ESL and Citizenship English, Citizenship Spanish, Web Design, Financial Literacy, GED, Community, Gabriel House, Data Entry, Legal Night, and Tax Aid are all options there. They quote Steve Jobs here: the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. And that's from Steve Jobs. It's definitely the wrong size binder clip. Over here is Denver Human Services. Right, and so use the hashtag BeHuman. They have these balls with some kind of raghead on top. Is that a scrubby bubble? I don't really know. It's really weird. It's different. I'm not I might snag a couple of pens. These are very nice, actually. I hope we do that for sure. Oh, and let's see, here they come back. They're returning. We want to see that procession come through their march as they re-enter the space. And a symbolic representative of the police department here.
I got Margaret nice and close. There we go. There we go. We're getting close. How's that? Is that all right?
You get everybody in, Joe?
Yep.
There you go. Thank you.
One more in the steps.
Okay. One more. Una más.
All of those employees of the city and county of Denver using disposable trash. What's this group? We don't even know what this group is here. No, you're right. Who's this?
I'm with Justice and Mercy Legal Aid Center. Exacto, sí, porque hay una variedad de abogados que vienen nada más al llegar, dice, tiene que ver con familia o la casa o trabajo.
Okay, and since we are live asking these questions, why don't you tell us where to find Oh, there's a sticker. That might help too, huh? So this says, do justice, love, walk humbly. Micah 6'8", Justice and Mercy Legal Aid Clinic.
Yes.
JAMLAC.org. Got that there?
Yes, so they can just give us a call and schedule an intake with me to see if they qualify for our services
Okay.
and see what kind of other services they can need in case we refer out for therapy, housing. We try and connect them with all these other.
On policy and practices,
We do not do any kind of public,
like lobbying with the city council representatives or anything like that.
No, we just try and focus on helping the victims or survivors in legal representation to try and get their lives moving forward.
Okay. Okay. Very good. And so, do you know about what this? I meant to ask the chief about this. I might have to try to catch him again.
Yes.
Because he said that they didn't have to report the rape, so they didn't have to file a report. But that does like make me feel like the city's crime statistics would change, and that would not be good for making sure that there's good money in our city government to ensure that the resources are there for everybody. And for groups like yours that probably are NGO and therefore dependent on donations and partnerships to ensure that you're surviving.
Yes, many of our
God, I love the fact that I keep dropping out here on y'all. But we're back, and we are going to ask the chief one more question.
Joey, you actually get Did you actually
Chief, we got one more question on the topic here. You indicated that going to like a single location source point or service location that people could report without necessarily filing a police report. Will those reports still be added if there's a criminal complaint to the reported rape statistics for our community, or is that a way that the statistics will be errored because people are able to report but not actually report that crime?
So, you know, the purpose behind having places meet is just that if they're concerned or don't have trust in law enforcement, then we want to make sure that first and foremost that they are safe, and that's what that part is.
And we put that part, right? We understand that. The question, though, being that if somebody is able to report in that way,
if they want to report and communicate with us, and we take that report, and it is part of the statistics for sure.
but if it's like done at that facility and they're not reporting to the police and taking those reports,
Under-reporting crime in all aspects is a concern. We want to get people the help they need, and we do that by trying to messages loud and clearly that status doesn't matter, that their immigration status, that we don't work with ICE or in any capacity, that we're trying to break down this barrier.
Interesting comment, because if status doesn't matter, then your housing status shouldn't matter either.
Brian,
Again, no, but
I'm
I'm asking a specific question about reporting.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to stick on, because that's the question: is does it affect the crime statistics if they're reporting but not coming to police?
If somebody doesn't report a crime, it obviously affects reporting.
Okay.
If somebody is a victim of a crime and they don't come forward to the police department, then we don't know about that.
And so these agents that take those reports but don't.
There are mandatory reporting for some agencies. So, for instance, if a child comes forward, there's mandatory reporting, and that does go to the police department. If you went somewhere else first, that does go there. So those state statutes that indicate how that all works. And
Right.
we want to just so the whole purpose behind this communication is to encourage people to get the assistance that they need, to let them know that we will support them regardless of status.
Okay. Have a great day. Thank you very much again.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Take care. We'll
Yeah,
see
you
you.
too. All right, folks. I think I got enough out of it today. I'm going to cut it, go do some other things in life. Have a great day. And thanks for joining me, all of you. I didn't even read your comments before leaving. Right. Thanks all for joining me. Thanks for the questions. Thanks for hanging out. Have a wonderful day, everybody.